Hello, this is David Sigerson, also known as Tasuki227, and now it's time for Viewer Takeover. Oh, boo-boo.
This is PSVR Gamescast Live, where we film live every Tuesday afternoon and bring it to you live on YouTube as PSVR Gamescast Live. But then we do this every today as Viewer Takeover. We pre-recorded. It's much easier this way.
Yes.
A lot more editing.
In front of a live studio audience.
Do we insert crowd noise here?
Yeah.
Where we let you, the loyal Gamecast, let you take over the show. That's where it is. As always, my name is Brian Paul, and to my right, your left, the king of all VR kings, not Jeremy King, but Desra.
I have taken his place. There can be only two.
Is that it? Two?
No, it's actually there can be only one.
I know. So what's going on anymore? Des woke me up. He was like, "Dude, we have to do a show." I was like, "I don't think so," but yet here we are.
Didn't we stop filming in 2018? I thought we were all done.
Yeah, I thought that was it. The grand finale. We only planned for 3 seasons.
Right, that was
the
it.
writers are on strike. We don't know what to do.
3 seasons in a movie. Or was that 4 seasons?
I don't know. What show was that?
Community?
I don't know. No, comedy. Not my thing.
Yeah.
Yep. So every week on Viewer Takeover, we scour the videos, we scour the comments, and we just search for hashtag Viewer Takeover.
And then we scour our eyes from what we had to read in the comments.
Yeah, it was very, very dirty. But first,
yes,
and foremost, we want to thank a few people. First is our friend David Sigerson. It took that long for it to come to me. I didn't write it down anywhere. David Sigerson did this week's Viewer Takeover introduction. Thank you so much. This is my favorite part of Viewer Takeover.
It's fantastic.
Is seeing these, so David Sigerson's very active on Twitter.
Yes.
And I see his name in the little anime profile picture all the time. Never knew what he looked like.
Right. And
this is not what I pictured.
Yeah.
Right. So thank you very much, David Sigerson. If you want to introduce next week's Viewer Takeover, make sure you send your short, sweet, somewhat sexy, seductive, mostly clothed. David did a fine job of being clothed.
Yes. We appreciate that.
Without Parole at gmail.com. As Jeremy says, if it doesn't fit in the inbox, consider yourself lucky.
Yes.
Yeah. But David's not the only person we want to thank this week, is he, Desra?
No, we have some fantastic people who have actually mind-blowingly changed their names on YouTube.
These people down here.
Yep.
It's like you don't even watch.
These are
our loyal Patreon supporters.
Segment just
Every
at the wrong
single
time.
one of them went to patreon.com/withoutparole. Down here.
I was down there.
These people down here.
You gestured over there.
Yeah, you have to gesture down there on that side with your hand.
Wait,
so
it's
that
scrolling
together.
all the way around the top?
No, it's I hate you. These people went to patreon.com/withoutparole.
Games.
There we go. Good for something. and they're all giving us $1 or more every single month. We appreciate all of your support. It's the only way this channel runs. It's the only way I'm able to spend time at home and make content for you fine felines.
Yes.
By the way, this list only updates on the 1st. So this is perfect. This list will be totally updated.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's fantastic.
But David Sigerson and the Patreon supporters are not the only people we want to thank. Are they, Desiree?
No, we actually have to thank Brian's landlord. So,
but he let you in today?
I don't know. Okay. No, actually, so what I was saying was there are some people who've done the amazing step of actually changing their YouTube, their Google username to something, the GameCat, as a show of solidarity and support. So this week we're thanking the Roni GameCat.
Is it the Roni, you think?
The Roni.
The Roni, I had a girlfriend in college named Ronnie. And she spelled her name Roni.
Oh, I was thinking Mac the Roni.
Like macaroni?
Macaroni? I don't know.
Mac and cheese?
Let us know. Next is Metcat, the GameCat Extraordinaire. Adding to the Extraordinaire family.
Yeah, there's 3 now.
Ooh.
Wow. Of course, everyone knows Metcat, one of the faithful community moderators here.
Which is really ironic considering some of the comments he posts, but that's okay.
Yeah, he's the person we should be moderating in favor of.
Yeah. You know, I can see. No, I take that back. Oh. Hey, that's something I would say. Block. He actually knows more than anyone else.
Oh, there you
why
go.
he should be blocked. So
okay.
We appreciate all our moderators. We have Ezra the Game Cat.
Now this Bing. Now Ezra's name change came with a personal message to you.
To me.
Saying that you use too many letters to spell your name.
So do you want to hear a super embarrassing story? Do we have time? I'll save it for the live chat.
Let's save it for the live show.
Okay. And finally,
you know who this is.
It's the most wonderful game cat of the year.
Hotcakes.
I didn't say the periods, though. I don't know.
Yeah, there's periods and there's hashtags. There's all sorts of things that just don't go well in songs. So that's that. So thank you very, very much. If you change your name to GameCat or something to GameCat or something GameCat adjacent or related, if you're my girlfriend from college.
Ronnie?
Ronnie's out there. Hey. Make sure you put it in the comments somewhere, hashtag GameCat, all one word. That way we can give you a shout out on next week's Viewer Takeover.
All right.
And then moving on to what we actually do here.
Yes.
Viewer Takeover. When we read your comments or your questions, we take this straight from the comment section, but it's so much easier for us to find comments that say hashtag Viewer Takeover, all one word, and you're more than likely to get on the show at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's not a guarantee. I mean, if it's a thing we've covered a lot, we might throw you to some other source. But
and there's a lot of new subscribers, so we don't blame you for bringing up topics that we've covered ad nauseum.
Not at all.
No, I can't imagine anyone wants to go back and watch our old stuff.
I'm just saying, don't feel bad if we didn't get your question this week because there's a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
But, all right, so
you might just be ugly.
Oh,
I have no idea what they look like. I just discovered what David Segerson looks like this week.
They're game cats. They're just the most attractive, wonderful, brilliant, and charming people on earth.
They're fluffy.
They're fluffy.
Fluffy
they are
as
the
all
fluffiest.
fuck.
All right.
The first question comes to us from iSubdivider from PSVR this week. He writes, hashtag Viewer Takeover. This guy knows what's up. He goes, hi guys, do you think that the recently announced game Persona 5R could be a VR edition? The teaser was very cryptic. You think it's cryptic because it was in Japanese?
Well, I mean, that, and there was just really not much shown. I mean, the cityscapes and the colors red and black.
Yeah. He goes, but 5 is V in Roman numerals, right? So that would indeed spell out VR. I like what he's thinking. I would not mind that being the case.
I think it's probably
being the case as Persona 5 is easily one of my all-time greats. Wonder what they could do to make it even greater experience in VR. Would you guys, all capital, like to see this series make its mark in VR? Anyways, keep up the fantastic work.
So here's where I have to come clean. I've never played a Persona game.
You're dirty.
I know. So I do have a question to show my ignorance. Is Persona about mysteries and codes and things like that? Is that like a theme?
I mean, not specifically.
Okay.
I don't think.
Because, I like the way you're thinking, the 5 being V in Roman numerals, but is that the kind of thing like the characters would come across in the game?
I don't know. I think Atlas as a company is a little more cryptic than the Persona game specifically.
Okay.
What I will say is that there's so many different ways you can look at this. Obviously, this was a teaser. This was meant to get everyone's interest piqued and go, oh, what is happening?
Yeah.
But I like 5R can mean so many different things.
Yes.
And in taking the VR element away from it, they've always done this kind of like complete edition of their games later on. Like Persona 3 was Persona 3 FES edition, and then there was Persona 4 Golden on Vita, which is unbelievable. So this could very well just be Persona 5 the complete edition.
Right.
And it had the PlayStation logo at the end of it, so I don't think that this was their way of saying, hey, it's coming to the Switch.
Yeah.
But also, it could be coming to the Switch because they just announced that Joker was going to be a character in Super Smash Brothers.
Right. Which would be very surprising if they weren't teaming up somehow with the Switch for that.
Yeah, it would seem like a very, very strange timing to go, hey, we're putting a Persona character into Super Smash. Yeah. But we're not going to bring our game over to your system.
Yeah.
Seems like I feel like you're setting yourself up for a lot of letdown, a lot of I don't want to say hatred from the fans, but people who are Nintendo faithful. Yeah. They're probably waiting for their Persona.
Yeah, and on top of that though, on the other hand, I should say, we do know they have delved a little bit into VR in the Persona series. Yeah. I mean that
it's like dressing room modes though.
Exactly, but it's still it's testing the waters. I think that if anything, that I could see that as like, what if we do something VR? What do our fan base say? Do they not care? Do they explode and go crazy over it? Which is kind of what happened. Yeah. At least for that Venn diagram of VR users and Persona 5 fans, they kind of lost their minds. So.
Yeah. I will say, well, because you brought it up, those dancing games, again, it was dressing room modes.
Right.
And we've seen games that were like Hyperdimension Neptunia V2R. It was supposed to be, it's like, it was their VR version of Hyperdimension Neptunia 7. I think I get all this confused. Yeah. But all that was a dressing room mode too. And they even put VR in the title. And so is this Atlas doing the same thing? Being like, hey, here's Persona 5 Complete Edition with like some VR elements, just like the dancing games.
Yeah.
Or And this, of course, would be absolutely crazy. We've said over and over that like PlayStation 3 games seem to be the demographic, like
that sweet spot of graphics. And,
pretty much easy to put into VR, or that's what developers are telling us anyway.
Right.
Well,
and
Persona,
the audience.
Persona 5 was on PlayStation 3 as well. It wasn't just a PS4 game. People forget this all the time. So they very well may be dragging and dropping that code, that those textures and everything into VR, and maybe doing it successfully. I don't need a complete edition. I just want the whole game to be in VR because I bought Persona 5.
Yeah.
After VR had come out, I played an hour and I was like, this is great. I need to get back to VR. And so I just like Skyrim, just like Borderlands 2, this is a new game for me.
Yep.
I would be thrilled.
All
right. This is something we want to hear your opinion about, by the way. Do you intersect that Venn diagram that Des was talking about? Like how amazing would it be to finally have a big, beautiful JRPG in PlayStation VR? Definitely let us know your thoughts in the comments. You're up, Asia.
So next question is from Sci-Fi Game Cat. Wow. Hashtag.
You're getting this.
I know. Well, I read it this time.
Yeah, that's right.
I initiated. Hashtag viewer takeover.
It's a thing.
A couple of quick questions. What happened to free PSVR games on PS Plus? Any word on Marvel Powers United coming to PSVR? And love you guys and Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year to you as well. Words and me just are not getting along.
Yeah, that's how you get the job.
So quick questions. What happened to free PSVR games on PS Plus? Every 2 months, it seems.
It was never officially announced, though.
Yeah.
Like, they just officially announced that, like, eventually, soon, maybe it's even already happening, that they're dropping Vita and PS3 games. Yep. But, they've been giving us a bonus PSVR game every 2 months.
Right.
So it was a bonus. I feel like now that they're dropping PS3 and Vita games, I think we might expect something to replace those.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I really do, because it's nice. I mean, especially for like some of the older titles, which for some reason are still expensive on the store, or the ones that go super cheap all the time that we recommend. Yeah, it's definitely, throw us a bone, Sony. Let us know, you care.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I think that it's for all these people who have been PlayStation Plus subscribers and doing the smart thing, hopefully, like every time a PSVR game pops up, even if they don't have the headset, they just download it anyway and like add it to their library. And that way now they bought a $200 headset and they've got a collection of games already.
Yeah, and like Rush of Blood, that was one of the free games a few months ago, and that was like a no-brainer. That's a must-have. So.
No-brainer, and for anyone with the stomach for it, Here They Lie was free at one point. I want to say Riggs might have been free.
It was, yes. Yeah.
So I mean, what a selection of games you already have for free.
Yeah.
If you were the smart PS Plus subscriber.
So at the moment, like Ryan said, there's nothing officially announced. The trend has been every other month we get a new one. So maybe that'll change.
I think they fell off the wagon on that a bit, just because that's why people are asking.
Yeah, and the bigger question, and this is actually, my son had this exact same question. I don't know if you're like me, like this past week, on anytime you watch YouTube, there's been that Oculus commercial. Yeah. It's like 2.5 minutes long.
And this is what they're featuring.
Right, and there's a Marvel game? How come, do you have the Marvel game on Sony? It's like, no.
And do you know why we don't have?
Why is that, Brian?
Because it was published by Oculus.
Yeah, so it ain't gonna happen anytime soon.
It's an exclusive, just like Robo Recall before it. Like these are a couple amazing looking games that we'd love to have on our platform. We don't know the contractual agreements that were made. Yeah. There have been Microsoft published games that eventually made their way to Sony platforms and all these different versions of that. So there might be a timed exclusive thing. Yeah. And for a VR game, I mean, there's just not. I don't think, especially like a Marvel game.
Right.
There's not enough PC VR market for them to like really make a ton of money.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, they'd be crazy not to open it up to PlayStation VR as well.
Yeah. No, I can see that happening. What it does make me think of, there's some people out there who actually said in comments recently, and I totally agree. Half-Life 2 in VR. Oh my God, I would love that. That's not going to happen.
No, because the next thing we know, Valve's going to release their own VR headset, and it's going to launch with Half-Life 2 VR or Half-Life 3. Yeah. I'm betting Half-Life 3 VR.
Oh my God!
Right?
That's how it happens.
We're all jumping ship. We're all jumping ship and going straight to Valve's headset.
I will have a deeply personal problem, and like, I would tear me apart. I don't know what I do.
Well, I know what we're going to do.
Yeah.
By that point, we're going to have to have Dez's PC corner, and it'll be a weekly show about Dez's infatuation with one game.
And starting next week, Dez's new Kickstarter to afford a gaming PC and headset.
Let's see what happens.
All right.
There.
All right. Next up.
Yeah, just going to start your own YouTube channel. You're going to abandon me just like everyone else.
No,
just
no,
like
no,
Mama Cat.
You started a YouTube channel? Way to start a rumor, Brian.
Everyone leaves me. All right, next up is A Hobbit GameCat from PSVR this week. He writes, #viewer takeover. This dude knows what's up. He writes, do you think these MIA games are being redeveloped and upgraded for PS5? I do.
Okay.
And your thoughts on... No, he said, I do.
Yeah.
And then wrote period, and I got lost. And your thoughts on incoming PS5 AAA games, VR, and flat. What would you like to see?
Well, hey.
Just so everyone's aware what we're talking about, if you check out PSVR last week, it was... the PlayStation Store's kind of shut down for a bit, so there's no new games coming out. So we took a look at 5 games that were like supposed to be out by now, basically.
Right.
And we were like, where the heck are they?
Yeah, so we did talk about exactly that, and also I think just yesterday posted what we're looking forward to in 2019. So we've answered both of those questions in video form, but to sum up,
I don't know. I don't think we answered the AAA question.
No.
And actually, I don't think all of those missing games.
Yeah.
I think the simple answer for me is no. They're not being redesigned for PlayStation 5 or PSVR 2. I think these games have been in development so long. You know, some of them like upwards of 2 years at this point.
Yeah.
And in future Iridium VR even longer. That like these companies are small companies and they need to recoup their losses like ASAP. Yeah. Like they can't hold out 2 more years wait for PlayStation 5.
Right. It's just game development is hard, and you hit obstacles along the way that make the dev cycle even longer. You run into budget overruns, and you have a choice. Do I throw money or time at a problem? And a lot of times, these developers, their only choice is to throw time.
Yeah,
so.
and I think Sony's probably behind some of it, going, "Hey, this game looks amazing. Here's some money. Keep it PSVR exclusive. Keep going."
Yeah,
So Sony's been really, really good with the independent developers for a very long time now. I don't think this is any exception. And do you have any desires for like what are your AAA PS? Let's stick with PSVR. What are your AAA PSVR hopes?
AAA. So are we talking about games getting ported over?
Whatever.
Because I still hope I want my AAA original IP just for PSVR. That is my dream. That is my that's when I'm going to know Sony is 100% behind this. We're like, yes, this is actually a thing that is happening here. I know we're all very excited about the ports. Skyrim was great. Borderlands 2 is functional to great. I played a lot of it yesterday and I was running into some problems. But overall, it's like those are exciting. But I want to see the new thing. I want to see the Astrobot. I want to see the new genre, the new IP that takes advantage of PSVR and what it can do. So that's what I'm excited for, the mystery game that may or may not come.
Yeah, I'm totally right there with you. There are a ton of Sony has so many killer IPs like that, like just have been left by the wayside.
Yep.
It's awesome that they're revitalizing Medieval and bringing that back.
Yeah, sure.
But that's not a VR game.
Yeah.
Why isn't it? I mean, really, do that many people care about Medieval to make it like whatever. I don't want to get into it. But aside from all that, aside from the mystery games that we're hoping we see, I think Farpoint 2 is coming this year.
Farpoint 2, yeah, I'd like to see Moss 2.
Moss 2.
Or their second book or whatever you're going to call it.
But Impulse Gear tweeted something about, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays or something, and saying specifically that 2019 was going to be a big year. And so, and I think that was kind of like this, subtle, hey, guess what? It's coming with jetpacks. Please with jetpacks. That's the only thing I ever say when I see them tweet. I was like, just don't forget about jetpacks. Okay, you're up, Asia.
All right, Johnny Mentology.
Yep, Johnny.
PSVR in 2019. Hey, the video we just referred to.
Not that. Yeah.
Blood and Truth. I think people are underestimating this title. I believe it could be the game to fill the void of Time Crisis and House of the Dead, but with an actual cinematic story and cool modern twists like we see in the London Heist. So I've there's been that trailer out for a little while. There's been people talking about gameplay footage, and what my hope for it is not just that it's a Time Crisis in VR. Absolutely, I'm on board for that.
Sure.
But the ability to do things kind of outside the box, like the trailer shows you kneecapping a guy, and like if that's not a scripted event, if that's something you can just do on the fly and they'll react properly, that's freaking amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And what we saw in the London Heist preview was a little bit of that. Like you could kind of do whatever you wanted in the world, and a lot of times the characters would react. So, developing a game that big that has that much freedom is possible, and hey, we take a couple years, and well, look at that. It's been a couple years.
Yeah, I think Johnny Mentology is he's responding to something that maybe I said during this video, saying that we're cautiously optimistic about it.
Yes.
I think people are, why aren't you more excited about it? It's like, well, because we've talked to plenty of people who've gone to trade shows and played the demo, and they've all walked away being like, not all, some have walked away being like, I'm not excited about this at all. In fact, I didn't like it at all. Maybe they went in with the wrong mentality. Maybe, who knows? But what I want to say, and like, let's call this a New Year's resolution, is to not do the thing that I hate and start basing my opinions about something on what other people have said. Because I mean, I think this channel has taught me one thing, and that's that I very seldom agree with everyone else. I go in and I play something and I'm like, this is phenomenal, or I play something that everyone else has touted as awesome, and it turns out that I hate it. Evasion.
Tetris effect.
I think have you got any death threats yet?
They were kinder to me in the comments than I thought. They were so nice
so far.
Yeah,
so far.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. And finally,
and again, it's not bad. It's not game of the year, but it's not bad.
You've already dug your grave on that one.
All right. So
finally, Nigel Fox on the same video, PSVR in 2019. He writes, "Does anyone know what will happen to PSVR when the PS5 comes out? I'm just nervous to buy PSVR if it's not going to be supported when that comes out."
I think that's a reasonable concern. I think, though, if you are in the financial position to be able to drop the like $230 on one of the packages that's out now, it just I'm not judging, but from the comment you said here, it sounds like you're one of the people who will be buying the PS5 when it comes out.
Yeah.
So if you're in that place financially, then go ahead, grab this now. You're going to have a ton of great games to play, a ton of great experiences to play, long before who knows when that console comes out. Because let's remember, we don't know anything yet. Okay, there's the most that's had is, yes, there may be a PS5 sometime in the future. So, don't hold off on missing out on these all great experiences for the 18 months, 2 years, who knows? Right.
That's the issue. It's like it in my head, PS5 is like 2 years away.
Sure.
Right, whether it comes out holiday 2020, right, which is almost 2 years away at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, you're going to hold off on something that's so amazing and that's almost dirt cheap at this point.
Yeah,
right. I know everyone's not in the financial situation to buy one, but like,
right.
Are you? My question is, are you the person that whenever something new comes out goes, Mom, maybe I should wait for this to get cheap. And then when it gets cheap, you go, well, the new one's going to come out soon. Yeah. You're going to be in an endless cycle where you're never going to be playing these awesome games because you're always waiting for the next big thing. Yeah. It's so cheap to get in on PlayStation VR right now, and these games that have come out over the last 2 years are so cheap. Yeah. Like the amount of money we've spent on games over the last 2 years has been monumental. Like, I mean, I've never spent so much money in my life on video games. And now you can jump in, get a headset for about a third of what I paid for it. That comes with games. It comes with Move controllers. And on top of that, all the games are about a third of the price they were when we all jumped in. I mean, it's like highway robbery. You jump in now and you get a ton of games for cheap. You get the headset for cheap. There's never been a better time to jump in.
Right. Yeah. And like we said, it could be 2, who knows, maybe even 3 years until that comes. So you're going to sit there like, wow, that looks a lot of fun, but I'm going to wait till maybe they announce what might come with a new PSVR version. So yeah, I'd say go for it.
They've also said, the rumors have been persisting that PlayStation 5 will be PS4 backward compatible. That's like according to rumors, and don't trust rumors. But like, if this is something you're concerned about, obviously, I think Sony's looking at Microsoft's going, wow, look at that backward compatibility. Yeah, it's got almost complete backward compatibility with 360 and a ton of OG Xbox compatibility, which is crazy. Yeah, and I think loyal PlayStation fans have been demanding backward compatibility. Maybe they'll listen.
They gave us the PS Classic. That worked well.
Yeah, whatever. So I mean, we could go on about this forever.
PS2 Classic, sorry. Was it 2?
No, PlayStation 1.
It was PlayStation 1. Okay,
Jeremy and I talked forever about a hypothetical PS2 Classic. Okay. So that's about it. Like we just say, there's never been a better time to jump in, and it's just, oh man, I just can't imagine someone going, I'm interested, but I think I'm going to wait 2 years. If you're even remotely interested, just do it, man. It's so good.
Right. And I don't think we're going to, and this will be like famous last word, I don't think we're just going to see the price drop dramatically more.
Not for at least another year.
Yeah. Right? So I think if you're going to...
And even then, like, how much is it really going to drop below 200?
Yeah. I can't imagine. I mean, it's absolutely must be selling at a loss at this point.
Yeah, who
For
knows?
$200 with that much hardware? I don't know.
I have no idea. All right, you guys, that pretty much takes it for another episode of Viewer Takeover. Again, so many people to thank. Thank you to all the Patreon supporters. If you want to support us, and please do, we don't ask for more than $1 or more every month. Patreon.com/withoutparolegames. Also, change your name to GameCat because you're the fluffiest of the fluffy. Hashtag GameCat in the comments, all one word. And of course, if you want to be part of Viewer Takeover and send us your questions, your comments, keep it short, keep it simple.
And keep it with the hashtag Viewer Takeover.
Hashtag Viewer Takeover. And then, of course, if you want to introduce next week's Viewer Takeover, wow, there's so many things to talk about.
I know.
Withoutparole@gmail.com. Send us your Viewer Takeover introduction. That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
All right, we love you all.
Bye. Happy New Year. Again. All right, the chat is going.
What's the theme song for the Itchy and Scratchy show? They fight. The Itchy and Scratchy show.
They bite. Actually, isn't it bite and scratch too?
I don't know. That's what I was asking. It's been so long since
The Itchy and Scratchy show. I don't know.
We should do the Desiree and Brian show introduction.